Shalom. I'd like to start off by saying Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS who rule well, and also honor and salutation to those of you who are of the hopeful elect and out there teaching the word in sincerity and truth. Alright, so today one of the brothers in the camp sent out this article from the Telegraph, and it's concerning an implantable password chip. But if you read the heading here, it says PayPal wants to implant passwords in your stomach and your brain, right? So I started thinking about that, right? Because we know about the RFID chip, and that it has to go in your right hand and or in your forehead, and we know that technology has been around for a little while now. But I was starting to think about this. There's going to be different reasons, I'll say, for people to get a chip, right? So you might get a chip for your bank account. You got some people that might get their chip due to medical information. You got some people that might get it for this, like password protection. But in any case, you're gonna have that chip one way or another. One way or another, you're gonna have some implantable device where they can control you in some way, shape, or form. And if you look, this is the reason why they're consolidating everything, right? Where you have because PayPal and Google and all your credit card accounts. I remember for a time I had an email for YouTube, my YouTube account, and I had an email for my my personal everyday bills and my personal email, kind of like how you have a work email and a personal email. But now if you look, like, even I had to tell my lady to stop putting her email address in the house computer, because all our accounts were linking, like my YouTube accounts, my personal account, her personal email account, and so they're doing that so that they can have access to everything, man. And they show you that in the movie The Circle, I believe it's called, where they were about consolidating all your information in one place so that you could be easily accessed, man. And this is just an extension of that, right? So I also was thinking about some time ago, I was watching, I don't know if it was a TED Talk or if it was or something else, but there was a guy who they were developing some mesh device that they would inject into your not pancreas, what's this thing up here? Your thyroid, and it would travel up into your brain and cover up your whole brain, and by that they would be able to digitally control the different pressure points in your brain. So all of our functions are controlled by certain parts of the brain. And I was watching this show some time ago. This was years ago now, but they had a man who was partially awake, who they had cut the top part of his skull off and would touch certain parts of his brain and make him do certain functions. And now it makes sense that they would have this mesh device that will spread out over your whole entire brain, and they could digitally control you. So I'm gonna read a little bit of this article, and then I'm gonna read Revelations 13, and then I'm gonna sign off until the next time. But here it is. It's again, PayPal wants to implant passwords in your stomach and in your brain. So it says natural body identification could one day replace passwords and other modern methods of identification, claims PayPal developer chief. So they're saying one day, right? Which is hogwash. Anytime they give you an article like this and they can show you in hand what exactly that they plan to do, or what the prototype is, that means they're already trying it. There's no one day this could be a thing. The only one day about it is they might mandate it, right? That's the only one day about it. But they have this technology. They can do this. Okay. I'll read the caption of this picture. It says, ingestible capsules that can detect glucose levels could use a person's body as a way to identify them. You see that? You see that, man? PayPal is working on a new generation of embeddable, injectable, and ingestible devices that could replace passwords as a means of identification. Jonathan LeBlanc, PayPal's global head of developer evangelism, claims that these devices could include brain implants, wafer-thin silicone chips that can be embedded into the skin, and ingestible devices with batteries that are powered by stomach acid. Look at that, man. So you got this guy Nathaniel Seven, right? He made the comment that the RFID is about identification, and I made a show years ago about it. That RFID, that name, is just something that is the title of the technology, but it doesn't. The technology is not. I want to say bordered for some reason, but the technology is not. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but basically, it's not held to what its name is. It can do many different things, and it can have many different functions, and it can be controlled in many different ways. Okay, imagine that. A battery that's powered by your stomach acid. Because I was thinking of that, like if they put it in their stomach, the stomach acid is going to eat it up. But no, they already got that in plan, man. They already got that in plan. Okay, so in continuing on, it says these devices would allow natural body identification by monitoring internal body functions like heartbeat, glucose levels, and vein recognition, Mr. LeBlanc told the Wall Street Journal. Oh shit, what the fuck did I do? Satan. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. I must have clicked on that Wall Street Journal link. Let me close these real quick just to make sure they don't open up on me. Alright, so it says over time they would come to replace passwords and even more advanced methods of identification like fingerprint scanning and location verification, which he says are not always reliable. As long as passwords remain the standard methods for identifying your users on the web, people will still continue to use Let Me In or Password 123 for their secure login, and will continue to be shocked when their accounts become compromised. Right, and that's another thing that they're pushing out there too, man. These security measures. Everything's about security. Oh, we got broken into, my account got hacked, and all of this. That's all bullshit. Name me one person you know that, well, they might have somebody that got they shit hacked into, but they're propagandizing this thought so that people can be frightened and go ahead and take this shit, man. Okay, so let's go down here and see what else they got. Look at this fucking thing, man. ECG sensors, temperature sensors, strain gauges, LED, wireless power coil. Look at this thing, man. This looks like the one that goes into the skin. It looks like some skin around it here. Wireless communication. Slide taken from Jonathan LeBlanc's presentation, Kill All Passwords. Look at this shit, man. Look at Esau, man, fucking doing his job. And you niggas is out here worried about the 12 tribe sign, and Esau planning to kill your ass, man. Dummies. Alright, so it says Mr. LeBlanc said PayPal is already working with some partners on developing vein recognition technologies and heartbeat recognition bands, and is also working with developers on prototypes of futuristic ID verification techniques. You see? So this thing is broad, man. It's not compartmentalized by its name. It's not just for ID, man. It's for all kinds of shit. He said that by talking about new biometric verification. Look at Nate, man. What the fuck are you doing, man? Listen to this shit. He said that by talking about new biometric verification technologies, PayPal is not necessarily signaling that it's thinking about adopting them. Rather, it hopes to position itself as a thought leader. I can't speculate as to what PayPal will do in the future. Now think of that, right? What is PayPal for? PayPal, you use PayPal so you can pay for things online, right? So that's heavily bank related or monetary related, right? So don't be surprised if you look in the stock market and you see PayPal joining up with what's that, Real ID or Steel Vault or some of these identification theft companies. Don't be surprised, man. Don't be surprised. Okay. It says we do have fingerprint scanning that is being worked on right now, so we're definitely looking at the identity field. He said. PayPal said in a statement that it has no immediate plans to develop injectable or edible verification systems, but that passwords as we know them will evolve, and PayPal aims to be at the forefront of those developments. All right, so that's pretty much it, man. They're trying to chip you, in other words. So I'm gonna read this scripture and then I'll get out of here. All right, so this is Revelations 13:16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads," right? And we know what that mark means, right? Charagma, insertion or injection, right? All right, so Esau is doing his job. Esau is doing what he's supposed to be doing, and you niggas is falling off, not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Talking about the 12 tribes. Here it is. You ain't said nothing. You say more bad about the people who taught you your nationality than you do about the people that took it from you. Imagine that. Imagine that. All right. So with that, I want to say all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Ba'Hashem Rakah HaKwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS who rule well. And also honor and salutations to those of you who are of the hopeful elect and who are out there teaching the word of sincerity and truth. And with that, I say shalom.